So good evening, students. So this is our second session on acids and bases. In our previous session, you have learned the definition of Arrhenius acid, Arrhenius base, and also Bronsted acid and Bronsted base. And today's class, we are going to learn another theory. It is Lewis theory. So how Lewis has defined the concept of an acid and a base. So let us learn today. Okay, well, so let us recap what you have learned in our previous sessions. So firstly, Arrhenius theory. So what is all about Arrhenius theory? Arrhenius theory is all about defining an acid and a base. So Arrhenius, he defined as follows. So when an acid is dissolved in water, it is going to furnish H plus ions, hydronium ions, protons, right? Yeah. So then this solution turns acidic. Or you can say this solution, when you subject to litmus test, it turns from blue to red, blue to red. Similarly, when you add a base to water, it is going to furnish or give hydroxyl ions, OH minus ions. Then this solution turns red litmus to blue when you conduct the litmus test. This solution, acid solution, it looks sour, and whereas the basic solution, it looks bitter. It tastes bitter, I mean to say. So this is how Arrhenius defined an acid or a base in dash media. Deepti Tejasa. Which media?
In aqueous media, sir.
Very good. Is it applicable for other media?
No, sir.
Very good. It is not applicable for other media. So non-aqueous media, Arrhenius theory is not applicable. Very good. So let us see. Now, another scientist named Bronsted. So he has basically defined the acid and a base in a different way. Of course, he has not touched the definition of an acid. Any substance that can donate a proton, it's an acid. But his theory is not limited to aqueous media. It is applicable for non-aqueous media also. I hope you are understood this concept. Yeah. So may I know the definition of an acid and a base as per the Bronsted. So we will answer this. Shraddha.
Yes, sir. According to Bronsted, any substance that can donate a proton is called an acid, and any substance that can accept a proton is called a base.
Very good. Appreciated. Very good. Next, let's move forward. See, this is what so Kirtana Shraddha has conveyed. So Bronsted, as per his definition, proton donor is an acid, proton acceptor is a base. Very simple. Proton donor and proton acceptor. He has given the definition in terms of proton. Okay. Arrhenius has given the definition in terms of proton donor and hydroxyl ions. Well, now let us get into the concept of conjugate acid and a base. This conjugate acid base concept has been given by Bronsted because students try to understand. When you give a proton, somebody has to accept a proton. That means Bronsted concept, it is a conjugate concept. That means it will, together it exists. It cannot exist independently. That is the meaning of conjugate. It cannot, try to understand. So acid cannot exist independently, base cannot exist independently. So both will, when you take a protonic solutions, then you can realize, so acid can donate a proton and base can accept a proton. I hope you understood. that's why the concept of conjugate acid base has come. Now, what is a conjugate acid? An acid that forms when a base gains a proton. So what does it mean? Let us understand this here. Students, I'm taking an acid HA and a base H2O. Now listen carefully. Whenever an acid donates this proton, then after donating proton, it becomes conjugate base. Very simple. Now what base has to do? What is the definition? Proton acceptor. So this base will accept a proton and becomes conjugate acid. So conjugate acid comes from the base. Conjugate base comes from the acid. Am I clear, Abhinav? Mr.
Yes,
Abhinav,
sir.
have you understood this concept?
Sir,
Can you explain what I said?
it may take me a
Please be receptive. Please be receptive. Be serious. When you take an acid and a base, acid loses a proton and becomes conjugate base. Base accepts a proton and becomes conjugate acid. Am I clear? Well, now have a look here. I'm going to discuss about conjugate bases first. See, it's an acid. Acid forms conjugate base. Have a look here. Acid forms conjugate base. Bases forms conjugate acid. So acid form conjugate base after losing a proton. You can see H is removed in all cases and Cl minus, Br minus, NO3 minus and CH3CO minus. All these things are bases. So conjugate bases of respect to acids. I hope you understood. So conjugate base is formed after proton donation. Proton donation, acid means proton donation. After proton donation, the net species which is left over, that is called conjugate base. Well, let us see what is a conjugate acid. These are the bases. Bases has a lone pair. Nitrogen has the lone pair or not? Ujjwal, nitrogen has a lone pair or not? Nitrogen,
Yes,
has
sir.
nitrogen has a lone pair. Oxygen has how many lone pairs? Ujjwal? 2 lone pairs.
Sir, is not, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, fine. See, this lone pairs will accept the proton. So proton donor, proton acceptor. So all these species will accept proton and becomes conjugate acid. So conjugate acid accepts proton. Conjugate, I hope you understood. This base accepts proton, becomes a conjugate acid. And acid loses proton and becomes a conjugate base. So I hope you understood. All these species accepted a proton, becomes conjugate acid. So I hope I am very clear with conjugate acid base concept. Now let us get into another concept. It is called Lewis theory. So before that, I would like to ask someone so about the concept of conjugate acid base. Viswanath, Mr. Viswanath, Mr. Viswanath, there or not? Nihita, what is your understanding in this slide? What is your understanding in this slide? Cn minus plus H2O gives rise to HCN OH minus. What is your understanding?
Sir, when Cn minus accepts a proton, it turns into HCN, sir, conjugate acid. And when H2O donates a proton, it turns into OH minus, sir, conjugate base.
Excellent. Very good. Good. So I hope you understood the conjugate acid base concept, right? Yeah. So let us see, just recap once. So the definitions of Arrhenius theory: acids means proton donor, bases means hydroxyl donor. So Bronsted theory. So acids means proton donor, bases means proton acceptor. Am I clear? Yeah. So now let us get into a new concept called Lewis concept. Students, see, Bronsted has explained the acid-base concept on the basis of a proton. Now, Lewis has explained acid-base concept on the basis of electrons. It is an electronic concept. So protonic concept is given by Bronsted and electronic concept is given by Lewis. So students, Lewis acid means electron pair acceptor. So what is a Lewis acid? Electron pair acceptor. So acid, a definition of an acid as per the Lewis theory is electron pair acceptor. So definition of an acid as per the Bronsted is a proton donor. So now the definition of the base as per the Lewis is electron pair donor. Electron pair donor. The definition of a base is proton acceptor here in Bronsted theory. I hope you understood the differences. So now students have a look here. Now here, what are these electrons? So these electrons are given to H plus. Now can you tell me which is an acid and which is a base? So I'll ask Bhavana. Miss Bhavana,
Yes, sir.
yeah, could you answer this? In this, as per the Lewis theory, which is an acid, which is a base? Could you define what is an acid as per the Lewis theory?
Sir, it accepts electrons. This is called acid, and which donates electrons is called a base, sir.
Very good. Electron pair acceptor is an acid. Electron pair donor is a base. Good. So now what is this here? What is happening here? Which is an acid, which is a base? Bhavana, give a try. What's nothing wrong if even you do mistake. Hemant.
Not
Yeah.
getting.
Okay, no issue, no issue. Okay. Hemant. Mr. Hemant. Abhinav.
First one is
Yeah. Okay, I'll teach. Listen. See here, this is an electron pair. Two electrons means electron pair. Electron pair donor. It is donating. Electron pair donor. Electron pair donor, as per the definition of Lewis, is it's a base. It's a Lewis base. And H plus is accepting this electron pair. So electron pair acceptor is a Lewis acid. I hope you understood. Now it leads to the formation of NH4 plus. I hope you are clear. Now, students, now, Kirtana,
Yes, sir.
could you tell me, so why BF3 is a Lewis acid? You know octet rule? A compound is
Sir, I
stable.
didn't remember that.
A compound is said to be stable when it has 6 electrons. How many electrons? 6 or 8? 8 electrons. Good. A compound is said to be stable when it has 8 electrons. Octet means what? 8. So 8 electrons. So how many electrons it is having BF3? 1, 2. Bond means how many electrons? Bond means James Bond. Bond means 2 electrons. Na? So bond, 2 electrons here, 2 electrons here, 2 electrons here. So how many electrons are here in this BF3?
6.
6. So how many it is short of octet?
2, sir.
2. So it is electron deficient, right? So electron deficient, it is going to gain electrons or lose electrons?
Gain electrons.
Excellent. So electron pair acceptor. Is acceptor or donor?
Acceptor.
Very good. So electron pair acceptor is what? As per the Lewis theory.
Lewis acid, sir.
Very good. It's a Lewis acid. Now, here there is extra lone pair is there. When extra lone, see bonds are there, extra lone pair is there. After forming in the valency of 5, what is the nitrogen valency? 5. So out of 5, 3 is used for forming bonds, covalent bond. And 2 are available. Lone pair. Lone means what? Lone means bachelors. They are not bonded. Okay. So they are non-bonded electrons. Lone pair means what? Non-bonded electrons. So these are available. So these are giving to because it is in need. It is in need. So it is forming a dative bond, coordinate bond. Okay. So donation and sharing. Only sharing is called covalent bond. Donation as well as sharing is called dative bond. So students, here it is donating. That's why electron pair donor. This is electron pair acceptor. I hope I am clear now. So let us see who will explain this. Nihita, could you explain this, please? What is happening here? This is SO2, this is water. What is happening? Nihita, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Come on. You may try. See, I'm not expecting that you do me. I mean, you respond rightly. You may do mistake. It's okay. No problem. You are children. You are learning. Yeah. Come on. Everything is here. Nihita, have a look here. Have a look.
Yes, sir.
See, here, oxygen has 2 lone pairs. And sulfur is, you see, it is electron. Here, it needs electrons. So, it is donating. Electron pair donor is a Lewis base. And electron pair acceptor is Lewis acid. In the process, sulfurous acid is formed. H2SO3 is called sulfurous acid. H2SO4 is called sulfuric acid. Hope you are clear. So, now students, have a look here. I have given good number of examples for you. So to understand Lewis acid base concept, now have a look here. So H plus, see students, have a look here. H plus means how many electrons are present? Jashit Viswanath, could you answer? Ujjwal,
Sir, H plus, sir.
H plus contains how many electrons?
Sir, 0, sir.
Excellent, good. So actually hydrogen contains 1 electron. H plus means 1 electron is lost. So when it is lost, it is in need of electrons or not?
Yes, sir.
Very good. When it is need of electrons, it is electron pair acceptor.
Yes, sir.
Acceptor. Very good.
Accept.
So now ammonia is a base, it has extra electrons, so it is giving. So all the cases ammonia and water are bases because it has lone pairs. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let us take BF3. Just now I explained. So BF3, it is like, see, have
Yes,
a look here. BF3. It is short of 2 electrons, right? So naturally it is electron pair
Yes.
acceptor. Similarly, Ag plus also. SO3 just now I explained. SO3 and water, it forms H2SO4. But it forms H2SO4. So here,
Yes, sir.
silver is having, so is electron deficient. So naturally, it forms a complex here. So it is electron pair acceptor. These are all electron pair acceptors. They are electron pair donors. When there is a empty s orbital, see here, after losing electron, it is having empty s orbital. It is having empty p orbital. They are having empty d orbital. It is having empty p orbital. When there is an empty s orbital or p orbital or d orbital, then they accept electron pair. Don't worry if you don't understand orbitals. Okay. Yeah. When there is empty s orbital or p orbital or d orbital, they have a tendency to accept electron pair. So electron pair acceptor is called acid and electron pair donor is called base. So adduct means addition product. So here nitrogen is donating H and here it is donating and sharing and is also donating and sharing. These forms dative bonds. I hope you understood Lewis acid base theory. Students.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
Ujjwal, AlCl3. It is electron deficient or not?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, can you repeat, sir?
AlCl3 is electron deficient or not? It is having octet or not?
Sir, I think no, sir.
You try to understand. Al,
Yes, sir. It is electron deficiency, sir.
very good, because boron, aluminum belongs to same family only, right?
Yes, sir.
So AlCl3 is having only 6 electrons. See,
Yes.
I'll show you. Here, aluminum, let us take aluminum here. Cl here. I hope you understood, right? It is 6 electrons only it is having. Al in the middle, Cl here. So it is having only 6 electrons. So it is electron deficient. So that's why it is electron pair acceptor. So Cl minus, it is having minus means what? Anion, it is having extra electrons. So it is a Lewis base. Electron pair donor is called Lewis base. So already explained BF4 minus. So F minus means anything anion is a donation. It will donate. Anything plus is Lewis acid. You can see in the last slide also Ag plus. Okay. So
Yes,
I
sir.
hope you understood. So you understood the concept of Lewis acid base theory. So now you understood the definitions of an acid and a base as per acid, as per Arrhenius, Bronsted, and Lewis, right? So have a look, students. Now let us understand deeply what is the difference between Bronsted and Lewis. Okay, let us see, have a look. See, Bronsted is proton donor and proton acceptor. This is donating, it is taking. Lewis is electron donor and electron acceptor. I hope you understood. Okay, so this is the difference between the Lewis theory and Bronsted-Lowry theory. Students, have a look here. So some examples here. So acids are the substances that contain H plus. Bases are the substances that contains hydroxyl. So here HCl H plus, here OH minus. It is a proton donor, proton acceptor. So one should have a proton and it should have a tendency to accept a proton. This is electron pair acceptor, this is electron pair donor. These three theories. Students, very, very important thing here. Listen, already I have given the definitions. So don't worry about the definition part. So worry about Arrhenius. It is only limited to aqueous media. Bronsted, any solvent. Students, try to understand. Lewis is not a concept. So Lewis and all, there is no solvent concept, students. Any phase, it is feasible. So that's why Lewis theory has been used very widely. So in chemistry, I hope you understood. So electron pair acceptor, the concept of electron pair donor and electron pair acceptor is widely used. So I repeat again, Arrhenius theory is applicable for only aqueous media, and Bronsted-Lowry theory is applicable for aqueous as well as non-aqueous media. So that means any solvent. And Lewis and all, it is for wide range of substances, students. Yeah. Now, this ends the summary of the theories, Arrhenius, Bronsted, and Lewis. So do you have any doubts regarding this? So here, have a look here. Generally, see, lone pair donors. Here, lone pairs are there. Can you see a lone pairs? Can you see an anion here? Anion in all these cases. Okay. So similarly, anions here, you can see here. So here pi system is there. These are all electron-rich systems. So electron-rich systems has a tendency to donate. That's why they are Lewis bases. Now, here the BF3, LCl3 are electron deficient. See, positive charge is there. Positive charge means electron. So naturally, they are electron pair donors. Positive charge is there. Can you see? So these are all electron pair acceptors. These are electron pair donors. So this is how we can make a guess which is a Lewis acid and Lewis base, right? So students, so last slide, have a look here. So as per the Lewis, it is electron pair concept. As for the Bronsted, it is a proton concept. As per the Arrhenius, it is a proton as well as hydroxyl concept. Okay. So this is all about the different theories in acid bases. I hope you understood. Now, so let us get into a new concept named ionic product of water. What is it? Ionic product of water. So let us see this ionic product of water. Students, you know very well. So water is a weak acid or a strong acid? Cherishma. Cherishma, are you there? Please switch on the video. Cherishma. Miss Cherishma, switch on your video. She's not responding. Okay, Bhavana. Miss Bhavana.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Switch on your video. Yeah. Please tell me. So water is a weak acid or a strong acid?
I think it is a strong acid, sir.
Strong acid. That means when you take water, it will be acidic. Right?
Then base, sir. Base. Sorry.
It's a base. That means whenever you take again water, so you should feel alkaline. Your stomach should be alkaline.
Neutral, sir.
Neutral. Very good. Anyhow, it's fine. Okay. So we are learning, na? So anyhow, water is neutral, right? So why water is neutral? Come on. Who said it is neutral?
It's easy.
Please tell me why it is neutral.
Sir, it's neither acidic nor basic.
Anyhow, I'm going to explain. Listen. So please mute your phones. Yeah. See, students, water, what happens? When it dissociates, it is a weak, it is a weak electrolyte. Let us not say it is acid or a base. It's a weak electrolyte. Water is a weak electrolyte. So what is an electrolyte? What is an electrolyte? Nihita,
Which conducts
which dissociates into ions and conducts electricity, right? So water will conduct electricity or not? Abhinav, have you tried it? You want to put water and put electric current and put your hand, what happens? You'll be exploded. Don't do that
Will
experiment.
be electrocuted, sir.
Yeah, it's a good conductor. Okay. That means water is dissociating. That much you accepted, all of you, right? Water is dissociating. So, but water is a weak electrolyte. So how do you know, sir? Very simple. Water is a weak electrolyte because anything weak electrolyte we represented by double arrows, equilibrium. This is called equilibrium. Hereafter I use the concept called equilibrium. If it is a one-side arrow, listen very carefully. If it is a one-side arrow, it is a strong electrolyte. It is a strong electrolyte. If it is a double arrow, it is a weak electrolyte. I hope you understood. So this water, it dissociates into H plus and OH minus ions. So H plus and OH minus ions are there, right? That means it gets neutralized, right? So now listen carefully. As it is a weak electrolyte, so here there is a concept called equilibrium constant. Kc is called equilibrium constant. So you will study later. Okay, what is equilibrium constant? It is nothing but, see, listen carefully. I'm going to explain even you don't know much about it. Equilibrium constant means, try to understand. It is the concentration of the products by reactants. See here, what are the products? What are the products? Bhavana, what are the products here?
In which case, sir?
Water dissociation.
Sir, hydrogen and hydroxyl ions.
It's not hydrogen. It is hydronium, H plus. Okay.
Hydronium. Okay.
Yeah. So products by reactants. Products by, what are the products? H plus and OH minus. By reactants is, what is the reactant here? H2O.
H2O water.
I hope you understood. Okay. Now listen carefully, students. Next slide. See. For example, if water is dissociated. Okay. For example, when you take one mug of water from ocean, what happens? Its concentration is changing. It is changing. No, it makes no difference, right? So water is constant. Concentration is constant. So it is a constant. So K is a constant. A constant into constant, it becomes KW. What is it? A constant into constant. Kc is a constant. Water is constant. Why water is constant? It will not, concentration will not change. It is a weak electrolyte. It will, see, only try to understand. Little dissociation is there. That's why concentration will not change. So Kc is a constant, H2O is a constant. So Kc into H2O, again it will be a constant, that is called Kw. I hope you understood. Kc into H2O is called Kw. That Kw is called ionic product of water. What is it? Ionic product of water. Students, concentration is expressed in moles per liter. What is it? Moles per liter. Are you following? So H plus is mole per liter. OH minus is mole per liter. So mole and mole becomes mole square per liter. So 1 liter is equal to how many dm cube? Decimeter cube. Hemant.
Sir.
1 liter is equal to how many decimeter cube? Any idea? No problem. I'll explain. Listen carefully. Listen, very important. This is very, very important. 1 liter is equal to 1 dm cube. 1 liter is equal to 1 dm cube. Okay. Now, students, have a look here. Mole per liter, mole per liter. That is mole square per dm. Dm is moles per liter. That means mole per dm cube. Am I right? Because 1 liter is equal to 1 dm cube. So mole per dm cube, mole per dm cube. So it becomes mole square. Pi is there, right? So dm decimeter power minus 6. Are you clear? Units. These
Yes,
moles
sir.
per. These
Yes,
moles
sir.
per. Very good. Moles per liter, moles per liter. I can say 1 liter is equal to 1 dm cube. So it is moles per dm cube. It is moles per dm cube. It becomes mole square dm minus 6. I hope you are very clear. This is asked in the competitive examination. Now, students, its value comes out to be 1 into 10 power minus 6. Which value? H plus ion concentration. Hydroxyl ion concentration is 1 into 10 power minus 7. So 1, you remove the 1. So it is nothing but 10 power minus 7. It is also 10 power minus 7. It becomes 10 power minus 14. I hope you understood. So 10 power minus. So its value, Kw value is how much? 10 power minus 14. At what temperature? 25 degrees centigrade. So when you change the temperature, this Kw value is going to change. So have a look here, students. At 298 Kelvin. 298 Kelvin means how many degrees centigrade? Can anybody tell?
25 degrees.
Very good. So 25 plus 270. 270. How many Kelvin? How many Kelvin? Minus 25, how much? 298 minus 25, how much?
So 273.
Yes, very good. So 1 Kelvin, now 273 Kelvin is equal to 0 degree centigrade.
1 degree.
0 degree centigrade. Am I right? Yeah. Now, so add 25 degrees here. So 25 plus 273, it becomes 25 plus 270.
298.
298 Kelvin. I hope you understood this. Okay. So this is 25 degrees. So at 25 degrees, the value is 1 into 10 power minus 14 moles per dm cube. So you may ask a question you didn't ask me. Here, capital M square is there. This is molarity. What is it? This is molarity. Molarity is expressed in moles per liter. Are you following? So moles
Sir,
per
I have
liter
a
whole
doubt.
square. Moles per liter whole square. What happens? Mole square dm power minus 6. I hope you understood. Okay. Now students try to understand. In pure water, hydrogen ion concentration is equal to hydroxyl ion concentration. See, it is dissociating, right? When it is dissociating, both concentrations are same. So H plus ion concentration is equal to OH minus ion concentration. Naturally, what is the Kw value? 10 power minus 14. So you'll get the H plus ion concentration. Root over 10 power minus 14 is nothing but 10 power minus 7. Okay. So pH of pure water is 7. That's why pH of pure water is 7. Somebody said it is acidic or basic. Na? Somebody you said, na? It is not basic. I proved now it is pure water is 7. It is neutral. Am I clear? Now listen carefully. Now,
Yes, sir.
very good, very good. Have a look here. So now I convey to you Kw is temperature dependent. Kw is temperature dependent. So when you increase the temperature, what is happening to the Kw value? Increasing. Kw value is increasing or not? You can see here 10 power minus 14 constant in all the cases. 0.114, 0.293, 0.681, and so on. That means, what does it mean? What does it mean? When Kw is increasing means what? More and more it is getting dissociated. More and more it is getting dissociated. When you heat it, what happens? More and more dissociation taking place, and more concentration of H plus ions and OH minus ions are coming. So that's why these will contributing to the Kw value. I hope you understood, right? So why Kw is increasing when you heat? Ujjwal, why it is increasing?
Sir, because the concentration increases, sir.
Yeah, the concentration of what? H plus and OH minus ion concentration is increasing when you
Increasing, sir.
heat. I hope you
Heat it.
understood. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. So this is all about all about ionic product of water. Okay. Now you understood why H plus ion concentration is 10 power minus 7 at 25 degrees centigrade. And OH minus ion concentration is also 10 power minus 7 because Kw value is 10 power minus 14 at 25 degrees centigrade. I hope you understood. Clear? Now, students, try to understand. When you tabulate the data and see the pH values, okay, at different temperatures, okay, what is happening in the pH values? What is happening to the pH values?
Increasing.
pH is
Decreasing, sir.
decreasing. pH is decreasing. What is the pH value? 7. pH value 7 means neutral, right?
Neutral, sir.
At low temperature, it is becoming alkaline. At high temperatures, it is becoming
Acidic.
Base, sir.
acidic. So below 7 is acidic. Above 7 is basic. Pure water, H plus is equal to OH minus. It is always neutral. Pure water is always neutral. So the neutrality of this water will change, alter with the temperature. I hope you understood, students. Yeah. Now, what is pH? What is pH? Huh? Potential hydrogen. So pH scale, it basically helps you to understand whether the given solution is acidic or basic. Okay. It is a negative logarithm of H plus ion concentration. And pOH is the negative logarithm of hydroxyl ion concentration, and which you are going to see in the next session. Okay. So the pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. So all the solutions, all the liquids, all the gases, so basically will be within this range of 0 to 14. When pH is less than 7, it is acidic. pH is greater than 7, it is basic. pH is 7, it is neutral. And pH is less than 3, it is strongly acidic. And pH is greater than 3, it is mildly acidic. When pH is greater than 7 to 10, it is mildly basic. And pH is above 10, it is strongly basic. For example, you take here. Now, students, when you take distilled water, okay, distilled water means, you know what is the distilled water, right? Free from all the minerals, okay. And distilled water is 7. So this pure, neutral, okay. Why rainwater is slightly acidic? Anybody can answer this?
It's a salt.
Salt. No. Can anybody answer this? Students, try to
Sir,
understand.
because while evaporation,
Evaporation, what happens?
sir, while evaporation, water evaporates at a certain degrees, 100 degrees.
That means 100 degrees temperature is available during rain.
So, no, sir, but it evaporates at some rate, and that heat changes the ion, the content particles, sir.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate your initiative in answering. Okay, good. Anyhow,
Sir, is it that carbon dioxide dissolves into it forming carbonic acid?
carbonic acid. Okay, well, good. Yeah, you are partially right, Shraddha. Next, anybody else? Try. You know very well, because of vehicular emissions, NO, NO2, industrial emissions, SO, SO2, so many things there in the atmosphere. They are all trapped. Agreed or not? When rain comes, what happens? These all will be dissolved. Do you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
So this will dissolve, and naturally, so some amount of acidity will be there, and that acidity is not so good. Particularly, for example, in Gujarat and Pondicherry and many other places where there is SEZs, particularly pharma SEZs, lot of pollution will be there. Lot of vehicular effluents will be air emissions, so will be there in the atmosphere. So the whole atmosphere is completely saturated with the acidic gases. So when rain falls, these acidic gases will dissolve in the rain, and naturally those the acidic rain will damage the buildings and other things, properties. And when you consume also, it leads to a lot of health issues. Okay. Now I'll ask a simple question. Okay. So Bhavana,
Yes, sir.
you tell me our stomach is acidic or basic or neutral?
Uh,
Yeah.
I think it is acidic, sir.
Think. So you're not confident. Anyhow, fine. Anybody else?
Sir, it's acidic only,
Sir,
sir.
acidic, sir, because hydrochloric acid is there, sir.
Okay. Anybody's stomach is basic? Let me know. Good, good. Very good. So because students try to understand, see, hydrochloric acid is always generated in our body that makes the stomach acidic. Okay. That's the reason why if you don't take food, what happens? Ujjwal, if you don't take food at right time, what happens?
Sir, acidity will be formed, sir.
So the stomach becomes very, very acidic. When stomach becomes acidic, what happens? Your stomach walls will get corroded.
Sir, we get a stomach.
Yeah. When the stomach walls gets corroded, what happens? Then it forms ulcers. Are you following? When ulcers
Yes, sir.
comes, it's very, very difficult to eat food and it's very painful. You have to take some tablets. You know, what are the tablets? They give some basic tablets. Now, when you take more and more tablets, which contains the basic nature, then what happens? You know, can anybody tell what happens when you take more and more? Because of acidity, they give basic tablets, magnesium hydroxide, antacids. When you take more antacids, what happens? Which are alkaline in nature, what happens?
Feel alkaline, sir. It will.
When stomach becomes alkaline, what happens? There is another problem. Constipation will develop.
Yes, sir.
So try to understand these things. Okay. So I hope so you are clear today about this topic called ionic product of water, Lewis acid base theory, and the basics of pH. In the next session, I'm going to come up with the full-fledged understanding of pH. So now I open the session for discussion. Students, any doubts?
Sir, I
Sir,
have a
how
doubt,
come-
sir.
Yeah, please. Please go ahead.
Sir, you explained three theories now, sir. Lewis theory, Bronsted, and Arrhenius. Presently, which theory is being used, sir?
More exhaustively, Lewis is used.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Next.
Sir, how come H plus and OH are equal, sir? I mean, their values.
See, water contains, you tell me water contains what? It contains Cl minus. Water is having H plus and OH minus only. So when you dissociate, what happens? H plus OH minus. So both will be equal only. For example, 1 mole of water you take. What do you get? 1 mole of H plus. If it dissociates, 1 mole of water is dissociated. Then what do you get? Can you tell me? 1 mole of water if you take, what do you get? H plus and 1 mole of OH minus. Then equal concentration only. Am I clear? Am I
Yes,
clear?
sir.
So H plus concentration is equal to OH minus ion concentration. Yeah, next. Any other questions? How you find this topic? Acids and bases. Nobody is speaking. How do you find this?
Theories are easy, but then coming to this ionic
very
product
easy,
of
sir.
water, it is a bit confusing.
Confusing means, see, water get
Ice topic,
dissociated. Water get dissociated into H plus and OH minus ions, right? So here, H plus ion concentration is equal to OH minus ion concentration, right? Now here, Kw ionic product of water is H plus n product of OH minus ion concentration. Its value is 10 power minus 7. Its value is 10 power minus 7. Total, it will become 10 power minus 14. If H plus is equal to OH minus, H plus is equal to OH minus, then what happens? It becomes 10 power minus 7 into 10 power minus 7, 10 power minus 14, right? So Kw is 10 power minus 14. You agree or not? 10 power minus 14. So root over 10 power minus 14. This becomes H plus whole square. OH is, you can write OH minus as H plus. So H plus into H plus is H plus whole square. Then root 10 power minus 14 is nothing but 10 power minus 7. So 10 power minus 7, that is the pH is 7. Minus log H plus. Minus log H plus. H plus value is how much? 10 power minus 7. It comes out to be 7. So anyhow, in the following classes, it will become more and more clear. Okay. So any other questions? Well, so thanks for bearing. Have a good day. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Bye.